Welcome to my new channel, Mr. Coaster Creature. I really enjoy roller coasters, so I decided to make this channel. All sources will be credited on screen and linked in the description, so make sure to go check them out. Hope you enjoy. Starting off at number 10, we have the Aero Mine Train. Built in 1974 and opened with the park, it is a great family coaster here at Six Flags Great Adventure. It features some very intense turnarounds and a nice little helix towards the beginning. It might be a rough and jerky layout, but that's just because of its old age. It still stood up to this day, in my opinion, as the best family coaster at the park, although it does feature a more intense ride, as there is a really strong ejector air tento towards the end as you turn into a turnaround over like the sewer water. And to be honest with you, fish would be better off living on land than in that water, but that doesn't make anything worse but the ride. Still a great ride. At number 9, we have the Wild Mouse Dark Knight Coaster. Now hear me out. The only reason this ride is so high is because of the scenery and the sheer amount of fun I have while on it. Those sharp 90-degree turns while I don't even know how much feet in the air. It's pretty high though. It's just so fun and such a thrilling feeling, even for a wild mouse. Also, that drop towards the middle is just out of this world. I don't know. It just feels more stronger than it should be. I really love the dark atmosphere and the scary props, and that one jump scare at the end, but to be honest, they haven't really turned that on this year. The one with like the headlights in the car. It's really fun. But yeah, this is just a really fun all-around ride that is probably one of the best family coasters at the park, but I wouldn't even consider it a family coaster. Next up, we have the 4D coaster made by S&S Joker. This is a clone coaster, and I think there's like 4 of them, all with different themes. It's honestly a pretty fun coaster, but it can be a dud some rides. You just have to get a good ride. But it's a good, short, fast, tense ride. Really nothing else more to say. It's really not that impressive, though. That's why it's at 8. But at least the lines are short. Next up, we have Batman the Ride. Another clone coaster, but this one is such a short, compact layout that it just makes for an really intense ride. With all of its unique inversions, corkscrews, zero-G rolls, and like close calls with your legs, it really makes it one of the best B&M inverts out there, even though it is cloned. This ride is pretty short and can rack up some long lines on weekends, but it makes sense for this well worth it ride. Just be careful not to black out. Also, make sure you ride this in the day. Next up, we have a surprising, shocking turn of events that you probably weren't expecting. Green Lantern, the B&M stand-up, is my number 6. Now, before you click off the video, let me tell you why. It's also my opinion. If you get a ride in the front row or the back row, or like second row or second to last, you'll have an amazing ride that is relatively smooth. People don't give this ride the chance that it deserves. I mean, it's honestly a great ride with a pretty decent layout, in my opinion. And maybe not better than Riddler's Revenge, but definitely better than some stand-up coasters out there. I feel like if this was a forest coaster, it would be respected more. But nevertheless, it's great. So give it a chance. It's really fun. At number 5, we have the world's tallest and second fastest roller coaster, Kingda Ka. Kingda Ka is an Intamin launch coaster that features a 270-degree spiral drop and obviously a really fast launch, and is the world's tallest roller coaster, as I just mentioned. This ride is relatively smooth if you're on the front. Just the back row can be painful, but it really, come on, it's really not that bad. And it features a little airtime hill towards the end, which I really like. I don't have much to say about this coaster because it's a simple layout, but it is a very fun, fast, intense ride. Here we have the B&M floorless coaster, or the first floorless coaster in the world, that is, Medusa. Built back in the late 90s in Six Flags Great Adventure, it was the first floorless coaster, and it was rethemed to Bizarro. It's not how you may know it as, but now it's back to Medusa. It features 7 inversions and a really cool Cobra roll towards the beginning of the ride, which was also featured on the Robin side in Batman and Robin the Chiller. So I think it's a cool element that they didn't really bring it back. But Batman and the Robin the Chiller, I think, was before this ride. I'm not sure. You have to fact check me. Honestly, I think this deserves the number 4 spot in the park for this being iconic, smooth, a long layout, and it really has more character than most of the other rides in this park. And also, it gives it extra points because the scenery and the atmosphere is better. I don't like how you have to walk to the end of the park to get to it, but I think it also is kind of like Nitro where it's submerged in the woods. It makes it a whole different feeling. Sorry if this is like a vertical footage now, but it's from my own ride. So this is the Thunder Devil Coaster. Obviously, it's an RMC Raptor and was added in 2021. It's the longest, fastest, tallest, yada 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 RMC Raptor out there. Honestly, people complain about this ride a little bit, but I don't see anything wrong with it. I really love that 180-degree stall. And this year, the mid-course was turned off, so now you really have great pacing on the ride. And just a really fun, intense ride. I've had a back row ride once, and that was amazing. Okay, so this is my favorite ranking. This isn't the best. If this was the best ranking, then this would be at number 1, because this is the best overall. I mean, the first drop and the first 2 Camelbacks feature some of the best ejector airtime you'll find ever. And this is one of the best wooden roller coasters, if not the best. It also has some really close calls with your head on like the wooden supports and like this little section. I don't even know what it's called, but I really love some of the turnarounds. It's really intense. I remember like I was a younger kid going on this, and like I was like flying all over the place because I was light and small. It's too bad that it hasn't been open, but I hope they can retrack it, refurbish it, and make it all nice and new. But it's my favorite ride, second favorite. And number 1 is the B&M Hypercoaster Nitro. Honestly, I don't care what you have to say. I think Nitro is an amazing, spectacular ride. Just where it is located, like the atmosphere in the woods, it's just such a unique feeling that if you get like a night ride on this, so much fun. It reaches a speed of 80 miles per hour, has a 215-foot drop, and it's just a very smooth ride. Some will complain there's a little bit of a rattle, but like it's an old B&M, and to be honest, it's not even that bad. This upward helix, this double upward helix, is one of the most intense things ever. I bet if it lasted just a little bit longer, I would easily grab it every time. It's that intense. The positive G's are crazy. The mid-course does lay down a little bit, but not that much. But the drop to the mid-course is great, and I think it just packs such a great punch this ride. I honestly love the theme of it, and I'm always looking forward to go on this. That's why I think it's number 1. I just have such a fun time. And also, the clamshell restraints are great.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.